Welcome to DTS TechBit. So today we're going to be working on Unit 14, installing and maintaining computer hardware. And assignment 4. If you are here, well done. And well done on keeping up to date with all the assignments. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so you don't miss any of the updates of all the awesome videos we have here for you. Learning aim D, review the modified technology system. This is the aim that we are working with. The objectives today are explain how the modified technology system is suitable for the intended purpose and original requirements. The next one is, as you know, it's the M's. Review the extent to which the modified technology system meets the original requirements, considering feedback from others and any constraints. The final section of this assignment is evaluate the initial plan against the modified technology system and justify any changes that were made, making recommendations for further improvements. For your introduction, as I usually ask you to do, you are going to include from your objectives what you will be completing in the body of the assignment. First, you will need to explain how the modified technology system is suitable for the intended purpose and the original requirements. You need to create a feedback questionnaire to present to the client about the modified technology system. When preparing the feedback form, include details of how any constraints have affected the modified system. An interview could be an ideal way of discussing the modified technology system and recording the feedback. But you must know what you will ask in the interview and therefore need to have prepared the questions or the questionnaire prior to the interview. Alternately, pass this form to one of your colleagues to complete as the client or one of your peers. Use the review from Task 2 as a basis of a short report to your manager to evaluate your initial plans against a modified technology system. And finally, you should justify any changes that were made and explain the rationale for those changes. You should also give recommendations and tip their recommendations, very important, for at least 3 improvements, but do not need to implement any enhancements. So you don't need to implement these improvements or these recommendations. For your introduction, I have actually placed a sample here of the introduction. Please rewrite it in your own words. This is just a starting point for you, as I normally say. You need to ensure as well that you include the objectives or the tasks that you will be completing in the body of the assessment. For your P6, you're going to explain how the modified technology system is suitable for the intended purpose and original requirements. This is a sample, as I usually say, as well as a sample assessment. You want to read it and just use it as a guide to complete P6. P6, you're going to write about all the different upgrades and maintenance you have done for the client, and if it has met the purpose that the client intended the system to be used for, and also if it has met the client requirements. This section is another continuation of P6, so please have a look at it. I won't read it out. Ensure that you get all the different bits, all the different sections included in this assignment. We are now at M5, which is the merit section, so well done if you are here. We're going to review the extent to which the modified technology system meets the original requirements, considering feedback from others and any constraints. So for M5, you're going to have a few sections. You need to ensure that you cover them, and I'm going to go on to the next sections because these do include what you need to add to M5 in order to pass this section of the assignment. So for M5, crucial, this is vital. Please remember, this is why it's highlighted in red here, and there is also an arrow here. You need to collect 2 feedback about the modified system, about the changes that you have made, and if it's suitable, and if the client is happy about the changes you have made. You need 2 of these, and I will repeat, 2 feedback. I will not read these through. I have read it already for M5. For the criteria that you need to cover, these are just some of the questions, some examples of the questions that you need to add or may add. Please put it in your own words if you're going to use this as a guide. I repeat, put it in your own words. For your M5, this is another very important section of the assignment. You cannot pass it without this element. You need to have at least 3 constraints needed. Now, I've added a few different types of constraints that you may include in the assignment. Please have a read of it and just have a understanding of it. We will go through this in class as well for those of you who might struggle or would have misunderstood some of the information presented here. If you are at the section, well done. If you're at the distinction section of the assignment, well done. For the distinction for your D4, you're going to evaluate the initial plan against the modified technology system and justify any changes that were made, making recommendations for further improvements. So, as you can see, you're going to talk about the changes or any modification you have done. Also, you need to make recommendations for further improvements. This is a continuation of D4, and as I said before, 3 recommendations. You don't need to give me any more than 3, guys. The requirement is 3 recommendations. So try your best to get me some really good ones so that at least you can meet the criteria for your distinctions. Have a look at these. Some of these were not actually written by me. So, well, actually none of these are just samples of assignments that went out. So please ensure that you read it, do your research, and add the information, the correct and updated information to the assignment. Especially at the distinction level, you need to be able to do your research, analyze the different types of data that you have collected, and include these in the assignment. As I said before, a few examples, so have a read of it and include these in the assignment. I have given you a few and various variations that you can include in the assignment. So please do not forget to add your recommendations or you won't be able to meet the criteria for your distinction task. For this section of the recommendation, I have included some updated information about the type of storage that you might suggest to your client, and this is cloud storage. Now, I've only given one example of different types of cloud storage, but we have discussed different types of cloud storage in class. Please add this information to your assignment to show that you have done your research and you have updated information about these type of tasks. For this section of the assignment, I actually placed this sample here because there's a conclusion, and a lot of you tend to not want to include a conclusion. Now, if you have an introduction to the assignment, you need to add a conclusion as to the different types of information you have acquired, and if you have successfully completed the task, and if not, why not. So a summary of what was included in the assignment. Well done, guys. Well done if you have gotten to this section of the assignment. Well done. Thank you for watching DTS Tech Fit. Please remember to subscribe to us for all the updates on the different types of videos on business and IT. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.